Hey everyone, it's Patty from PS Paper Crafts. Thanks for joining me today. I have this beautiful card that I actually cased, and that's to copy and share everything. So it's okay to case things as long as you give the person who made it credit for it. So I actually cased this from the Celebration brochure. I changed it up a little bit, but it's pretty much the same as this. This is using the Springtime Foils Specialty Designer Series paper. And this is free if you order $50 during Celebration, and that ends March 31st. So this is like an add-on. There were other items, and then this paper came out, and I just really fell in love with it. These are some of the other items. If you need to see that, you can go to my blog, and it'll direct you to where you can look at these. So some are $50 purchases for free, and there's a couple of $100 ones. But this paper is gorgeous. I love all of it, and let me just show it to you. And I really hated to cut these flowers out, I have to tell you. It took me a little bit to, because I think the first one I cut out was in the middle, and I was like, oh no. So I just basically cut these flowers out and colored them. And it's one-sided, but it has rose gold, gold, and silver foil. So I'm using this as well. And then, I mean, it's really beautiful. I love the paper. And what do you get? You get 12 sheets. So there's, let me just see again. There's 3 sheets of each of these. So they're really beautiful. So if you haven't put in your order yet, go ahead and put in your order and you can get this for free, $50, but it ends March 31st. So anyway, let me put this aside. I have everything prepped already. I did some of the coloring, and as I said, I just took this one sheet of paper and I cut this out. And I'm using the powder pink as my card base, and then this is the Designer Series paper. I cut out a label in Whisper White from the Lots of Labels. This is a great set, and I took the third from the biggest, and that's what I used for this. My greeting came from this set, Better Together. There's 2 sets. This is in the annual catalog, and I took the With Sympathy, and it's really, I mean, this has a lot of nice greetings, so it's really good. I embossed this with copper. I have a strip of copper behind it. So I already did some of the coloring. I left one flower just to show you how I did it, and I used my blends. So I used the dark pink pirouette, and I colored in the flower, and I'll just do that. And it's pretty cool to color on this because it's kind of shiny. So it colors really nice, and you can layer it. So I actually put on 2 layers of each of the colors. And see, it's very easy. You just kind of color, and it really moves around nicely on this. So it's pretty cool. And I'll just add another layer. And then I did the leaves in the light old olive. So this is the dark pink pirouette, and the leaves are in the light old olive. Probably should have done those in the old olive. I'll do the stem in it. And you have, on these, you have like a marker side and then a nib side. So I'm going to just do this little one, skinny part in the nib. And I probably, as I said, should have done these, but they're already in pink. I did them in green here. That's okay. And then I'm going to do my stamping. So I'm going to use this copper embossing powder, which is really beautiful, to be honest. And I'm just going to go over with my embossing buddy. And I'm going to stamp this With Sympathy with my Versamark ink. Whoops. And I'll just ink that up. I think I just dented that a little bit. Oh well. Clumsy me. So I'm just going to try to center this toward the end, and I am going to give it a fishtail. So we'll do that. I'll get my copper embossing powder. I just have it in this little container. And just click that off here. Let me just get a paintbrush to get that extra stuff off. If I leave this on, it will emboss it, and I don't want that there. So let me just get a paintbrush. And I'll just flick this off here and down here. It's probably from the edge of the stamp itself. So I'll just wipe that off. It's kind of a big paintbrush here. So now I'm going to just heat this with my heat gun, and I'm going to turn it on. This is the heat gun from Stampin' Up. Excuse the noise. This should be pretty quick, so I shouldn't have to hear it for too long. So when you do this heat embossing, you'll see that it changes from this powdery look to a shiny look. And it's kind of like magic, so I don't know if you could see this, but it's changing right now. And it's happening pretty quickly. Let me turn this off. And the way you can tell is if it's done is if the whole thing is shiny. If you see there's still some that's not shiny, you would need to heat it up again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my triple banner punch, and I'm going to feed this in. So the triple banner punch has 3 slots, 3 different size paper that you can just put in, and you can get that fishtail look. I always like to just, and you could really use any size paper, but they might not fit in the slots. I just like to go in the back, and you could also do this by hand. You don't have to do it with a punch. And you just punch it out. And then I'm just going to snip this side off. And this is, I don't know the length of it now, I'm cutting it, but the width of it is 7/8 of an inch. And then here's a copper sheet of foil, which I did not cut because I wanted to see how big I needed it. I wanted it just a little bit bigger than this. So this is 3/4 of an inch wide. And I'm just going to snip it, and you could do this with your trimmer. I'm winging it. That could be dangerous. So I just wanted it to be able to sit on top of it. So in the, I'll just show you what I did a little bit differently. I didn't put this twine in, and I have it laid out a little bit differently. So you could do whatever you want with it. I don't know, I kind of fussed around with it and decided I liked it this way better. And I'm actually going to move this one down a little bit when I do this card itself. So let's start putting it together. I'm going to just add this, and I'm going to have it down further than the top a little bit. And I'm going to use the fast fuse just because I have it out. And with the fast fuse, you just lightly go across, and then you go to the side. And this is very strong adhesive. So it's good if you're using it on, you know, a 3D project, or on something that you really need to adhere down strongly, embossed paper and things like that. Okay, so that's down. I have my inside card. Now we can put this label down, and I'm going to kind of eyeball it. I think I move it down a little bit. Let's see how this looks. I think I'll put it around there. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the back of this as well, and I just have my fast fuse out, so that's what I'm going with. You could use any adhesive here. So I think I will leave it up there a little bit. Oh, maybe like this. Okay, there's no right or wrong. And then I'm going to adhere these down as well. Sometimes it doesn't start for me. Come on now. Well, that wasn't very good. I'll probably get stuck on there. I'm going to put this down about there. Actually, let me get my silicone mat. So some of this is small stuff. I just want to make sure I don't get it all over my paper, and then I stick everything to my paper. So I'm putting all of this down flat, and this is just going to go above it a little bit. And then I'm going to put my flower down with dimensionals just to pop that up, and then I'm going to fit everything underneath it. So let me get my dimensionals, and I'll just put a few on here. I love dimensionals. It's so nice to have things popped up. And we just take the release paper off. And then we can put it down and, you know, fit the things in behind it. So I think we'll put it here. And then we can kind of place things. And I'm just going to put adhesive on the bottom of these. Let's see. So now I have the dimensional right there, but I think that's okay. And this one I just got from the edge of the paper, and I thought I could probably use it. I think that's probably okay. So what I'm going to do, maybe I should put that up there. That looks good. I'm going to just put a little adhesive on the bottoms of these and kind of let the tops flow freely. I think that's okay. And there we go. Coming together. And let's just put a little bit on here and a little bit on this one. So as I said, this is very strong adhesive, so it'll stay even with just a little bit. Okay, so that looks nice. And you could put ribbon on or something like that. Now on the inside of this one, I took a sentiment from this other Thoughts and Prayers. This is also from the annual catalog, and I use this quite a bit for sympathy cards, or, you know, get well soon, praying for you, those kinds of things. So I took this Sending Thoughts and Love, and then I took this and I put it in. I think this is a little dark for this, so I'm going to stamp it off first when I do that part. So let me put this aside. I have that mounted, and I did this in black, just the Versamark. I'm sorry, I'm doing Versamark. That's the wrong one. The Memento. That's what I wanted. So I just had this handy, and I figured I would do it in the black. I didn't want to do another emboss look inside. I thought the words were too small, and it might not emboss as well. So let's try to line this up straight. I kind of put it toward the top. That looks good. And then the flowers, I think I'm using Old Olive. This is a very old stamp pad, but it works. I just keep re-inking it, and it works. So I'm going to go down. Oh, that doesn't look like a good... I just wanted it a little bit lighter because the leaves are the light Old Olive. So we'll do that, and then we'll do it on here. Yeah, I think I like that better. What do you think? Oops. They both look good, I guess. And then we'll just put this down, and we're done with the card. It's very simple. Again, I love this paper. This is the time. You only have a few days left if you want to get anything free from the celebration. You can go to my online store, pspapercrafts.com, and you can order anything that I use. You can take a look at my online store and see what other goodies are on sale or free with the celebration. And then again, this is a great time to join Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator. You could be a hobby demonstrator. You don't have to go into a business and start selling and making videos. You can just enjoy the discount. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Right now during celebration, you get some extra goodies. So you get $125 worth of product for $99. You get 2 free stamps, and you get free shipping. So even if you just wanted to give it a try and, you know, get the discount on a big order, go for it. Just let me know. Okay? Listen, you have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye.